Let's face it, fam, StreamYard has set the standard for how web-based streaming is done. Does EVMUX meet or exceed that standard? In today's video, we're gonna find that out. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Kirk Nugent, your live video coach, and on this channel, I give you the step-by-step guides and practical tutorials for the do-it-yourself video creator that learns visually. And today, we're looking at EVMUX graphics, banners, chat, and other functions and features. Let's dive in. So we're back on my desktop. We're already logged in, looking at a familiar screen by now, the EVMUX dashboard. And I'm looking at all of my projects. So you can see both of the projects are here, composition, how it all works. I want to go into the how it all works project. And in particular, I'm going to go into the midweek huddle session, because that's one where I have just freshly set up some assets from a client stream that I got a chance to do some weeks ago. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have in the actual studio. So we can see here, I'm in the midweek huddle studio, and I've selected in the top left, you have selected here the dynamic scene, and that's where we're going to hang our head. All of the functions and features, graphics, the theme, the logo, lower thirds, overlays, videos, backgrounds, banners, chat, all that stuff right on the screen in front of us. We're going to walk through them, and we're going to play with how they animate on screen, how they come up, what do they look like. We're going to do all those things in the dynamic scene. So we're pretty much going to just stay right here in the dynamic scene for the entirety of this video. Right now, we are looking at the brand settings. So across the top, you have a couple of different options. One is the layers, which is a pro scenes item. We're not going to touch that today. We're going to touch on it. There's going to be a whole video just for pro scenes. And just for station identification, if you haven't signed up for EVMUX yet and you're thinking about it, go ahead and use the link in the description, kirkrnugent.live/EVMUX. Telling you, you can't go wrong. This is a worthwhile investment. Even if you just do the trial period, kick the tires, see what it looks like. You can already tell I've got some really cool things lined up for you, and it would be really great if you could follow along. So here we go. We're not going to go into the layers because that's a pro scenes item, but the next one is graphics/styling. You can kind of see that when you hover your mouse over that item, you can see that it says graphics/styling. So this is slightly different than what we're used to from some of the other platforms. But once we get into the graphics/styling section, all the rest of it looks familiar. So we've got brand settings, logo, overlays, video clips, and background. Let's start with the brand settings. So I've expanded that, and you can see that these are some of the things, some of the themes that we have here, right? So I'm going to hover my mouse over the question mark. It says choose the style that you like the most. This will affect banners, social comments, and lower thirds. And so there are several things that you can see here. You have the default news, rounded, rounded to, gradient. And I'm going to put a banner on screen. So we're going to get a chance to see banners real quick here. Boom, there you go. You got a banner on the screen. And let's go back and open up that brand tab again, theme section, I should say, and let's go through them. Okay, so that's what it looks like for news. All right, we're just selecting news here. We're going to go to rounded. That's what it looks like for rounded. This is what it looks like for rounded 2, and there it is, the gradient one, and you can see how that animates on screen. All right, the gradient one kind of animates on screen. So does some of the others. You can see how they kind of come in on screen. So it's pretty cool. So we can kind of get a feel for what those themes will do when we look at the banners. We're not going to touch on comments today. When we go to our next video, I believe we'll be able to look at some of that stuff, because we'll actually go live in that video. So this is what it looks like for banners. I'm actually going to, and I don't know if you noticed this, but even though I'm in the graphics styling section, it has a red dot here to indicate that there is a banner on screen. So we come back over here to it, and we can take that banner off. So that's what our, right in that first section of graphics/styling, our branding, we have some of the themes that will change the way your banners look on screen. So also in this section is lower thirds, and you can see here that I actually have lower thirds turned off. toggle on the display guest name as part of the stream. So I'm going to toggle that on, and you're going to see some other things have kind of come up here. And so here's one, the example one. It's kind of there. It has the branding color, so you can actually change your primary color here. And I do like you have the whole color wheel here. You have access to everything, so you can actually just select your color. You can put the hex code in and it will select your color, so you do have the option to do that as well. But and then here's another one. It's just kind of called example. I don't really like example, but I do like custom. And you'll see here for custom, I can set it up to be enabled. I can change the type, and then there are a ton of different kinds of lower thirds and animation types that are on screen. You're seeing them all now. I'm just going to zoom in on a couple of them. Let's see how this one looks. Yeah, you can see how that one looks. Here's another one. There's a whole screen full of them here, and so you will have to go through and kind of decide for yourself which one you like. I'm going to select this one. That's the one we have selected here. You can see it gives you an example. Then you can also decide in the custom lower thirds where you want it to be. Do you want it in the middle? Do you want it in the bottom left, bottom right? Where do you want it? You can have it on the side, y'all. You can have it in the top corner, in the top middle, top left side of the screen. There are a myriad of options. You can even have it in the middle. I don't know why you would want it in the middle, but you can have it there as well. And then you can select its size. Right, we can make it a little bit bigger. We can make it a little bit smaller. You select the main color. It's going to pull from your branding color, but then you can also have a secondary color, so we can select that as well. You can decide whether or not you want the title on there, Mr., Mrs., Doctor. You can decide whether you want that on there, and then you can decide whether you want the logo on there. And right now I'm seeing the EVMUX logo, but I believe that it should be able to pick whatever logo that I select from the system as well. Then you would just simply go up here to the top right and click apply to all, and you're good to go. So I'm going to actually do that. It's going to ask me apply this setting for all lower thirds. Yes. So now it's ready to go, and you're seeing that it's actually there. It's animating on the screen, and it probably will go off. Let me go back into the custom thing there just for a second, because I did want you to see. Let's see here. Okay, let's go to, if we uncheck where it says show always, you do have the option to delay the start. You can hide after 5 seconds, repeat every 8 seconds, and then you have the size. So all of those pieces are there, and so we can decide how many times. You've seen it where the name just kind of animates on screen in the lower third, right? So you have those settings, and that's actually really pretty cool. Not something that we've seen from some of the other tier 2 streaming platforms out there, so keep that in mind as well. I'm gonna go ahead and collapse this top section, and we're gonna go to our logo section. Now, I have already loaded up my logo into the system, so you can see it there in the top corner already on the screen. But I'm gonna turn that off, and I also have a logo from the client project. Like I said, I uploaded the assets. When you hover over your graphic, whatever that graphic might be, you get a preview of it. Nobody else can see that preview. That's just for you as a producer. So you can get a preview of what graphic you're getting ready to put on the screen prior to actually putting it on the screen. So that's pretty good. And you can upload just by simply clicking the up arrow right here, selecting whatever graphics you want to select, and you can upload it into the system that way. I must say that you cannot select multiple graphics or videos at a time. That is one limitation that I did find. You do have to upload your files one by one. But one thing that is cool is that if you upload any items to the gallery, you do have access to them in other sessions, right? In other studios. So if I go to add from gallery, you're seeing here all the things that I've added in from multiple different types of shows, not just Midweek Huddle, but from How It All Works and the other sessions that I've created. I have access to any of the files, any media files I've ever uploaded. I have access to them here, and I can go through and clear them. The blue check marks denote that in this particular session, these are actually added to my system, and I have access to them here to be able to bring them on screen. So keep that in mind. That's going to be the same thing for overlays and video clips. So let's go to overlays real quick. And in fact, before we go to overlays, actually, let's go to background. So I'm going to put this background on screen. And of course, you can't see it because my camera is taking up the whole screen. But if I change this, if I just click on any of these other, some of these other layouts that we have across the bottom here, and there are several layouts. You have a layout with the one on the side, you have the ones on the bottom. But if I choose this one, it actually goes back to full screen again. Same for this one, same for this one. But this one, however, does crop it in. So you have this, background, and then you have my camera on there, and I can add another camera in. So that's my laptop. I have that connected in. So you're seeing my laptop, and then you're seeing my main camera on screen. And so that's how that would look. You can do the cropped look. You can do this other way if you had three, of course. You can also do a picture-in-picture look. And the other thing that's cool, you can slide from one to the other. So you can make that happen. And to be clear, the people who are watching are not seeing this, right? You are the only one that's seeing that. So that is something that is just for you. So keep that in mind as well. You can have it set to where there's one person that's big on the top and everybody else is little on the bottom. But you can also have it set to where you have them on the side as well. So we have multiple layouts here, and I wanted to demonstrate that with the background image that we have already in the system. I want to put it at the 2-shot, and then we're going to go back to our overlays section. I have the stream flyer that I can show on screen just by clicking that, and boom, the stream flyer is up. I can take that down. I can put my 2-camera overlay, right? My 2-camera overlay. You get a chance to preview that before. I have a we will be right back screen. I have a thank you for watching screen for when the stream is done. And then I also have a single overlay. And if I go here in the bottom section, if I click on this avatar on my main camera, it will take over the whole screen, even though some of the others have been added. So this is a very familiar look and feel to what we are used to from some of the other tier 2 streaming platforms. And it's good to know that we still have that functionality. One of the things that most people want to know when they're switching to something new is, what am I going to be comfortable there? Is there anything going to be familiar? And I wanted you to see that a lot of the same things are here, and that the things that we're familiar with. And of course, I can also change to this other overlay, which is in the system as well. These overlays were all designed for a different streaming platform, and yet they still semi work for this platform as well. Again, I can go through and upload new overlays just by clicking the upload button, and you have those here. But you can also add from gallery, and so if there's anything that I've already uploaded elsewhere, I can quickly just add from gallery, and that does not require me to have any bandwidth or upload. I can just do that on the fly because they're already uploaded to the system. So you have access to kind of a gallery of your own content, your own graphics and assets across projects and across sessions in the system that you can access readily at any time from a particular studio. So that's pretty cool. Keep that in mind as well. Graphics and things that you've uploaded, you have access to them. Then we have video clips, and of course the add from gallery and the uploads operate basically the same way. But here is a huge distinction. This is a 5-minute countdown, right? I'm going to pull, and this is also really cool. You can adjust the audio down just for me, right? This is affecting just me as the host in the studio. It does not affect the stream. So that's pretty dope. But right now, this is a 5-minute video file, full quality, not been degraded. I was able to upload it into the system, and that's pretty cool. Here, I'm going to play a 11-minute video, right? This is a speaker that was speaking for this conference. He could not make it, so he submitted a video, and this is his full 11-minute video uploaded into the system. Oh, I played the wrong one. Let's play the right one. His full 11-minute video uploaded into the system, and you can actually have that there. The limitations, I'm going to hover my mouse over the video clips section right here. You can see that says Videos are perfect for intros, outros, or using any pre-recorded content as part of your stream. Choose from our template or upload your own. Recommended size is 1920 by 1080. Max file size is 2 gigs. 2 gigs is huge. 2 gigs is massive. So you have that, and of course your formats are MP4 and WebM. So that's awesome. I mean, it's just this is mind-boggling what is possible when you have that kind of larger file size to work with, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later. But you can hear this gentleman is already speaking, already going. I have my bumper videos already in here. I have my background here. I'm going to take this off. And of course, I'm still on screen. I still have my name there. It would be so cool to kind of put that on the other side and develop a graphic to lay behind it. I think, you know, just the sky's the limit in terms of things that you can do. Once you understand the parameters of the system, you can now design for it and take advantage of the flexibility that some of these things offer. So you can use the built-in lower third, but have this graphic behind it and still, you know, kind of give that really pro look to your live stream. Let's kind of walk through some workflows real quick. Of course, this is the intro video for the conference, so that would play. And one of the things that you could do is, of course, add 2 or even 3 to the dynamic scene. Make sure you have that selected, and then just go to your overlay section and select the 2 face cams. And once this video is complete, you will see that those 2 speakers are on screen. I'm going to go ahead and complete that video myself. There it is. It's about to complete right now. And bam, you've got both cameras on screen. You have the animated overlay, the animated lower third on both of them. You have the overlay that's there. Everything is already ready to go. And then we can start talking and engaging with people. Then let's say it's time for somebody else to speak. Let's say it's time for this person, and we can easily bring that up and bring that person on screen in similar ways. I'm just showing you some of the functions and workflows that you would go through in the dynamic scenes with the graphics, banners, overlays, videos, backgrounds, all of the different things. Lastly, second to last, we're going to go through 1 or 2 other features here. You can add a video, and what I also like is that it does show you, like with these X's, that I do have a video and a screen share already added to the system. So here I'm going to add my screen share to the system. Of course, I do need to get rid of that overlay. So that is something you will have to, you know, that is a limitation that we're used to from several other platforms that we've worked with. And then of course, whichever one is in this main spot right here, this number 1 spot right here, that becomes the primary video, or the primary focal point for your broadcast and your layout. So whichever one is in this primary spot becomes the one that you're looking at. So let's say we've got our screen shared in here, and then of course, you know, you still can see the logo. You can still see some Big Impact Small Church. You can still see the 2 cameras here. I'm going to go ahead and add this in as well. And this is a shared video. So I'm just playing this local video from my local machine. It adds in, and of course I can still move that to the side. I have all the controls to be able to take advantage of this video. I can press play here. I can scrub forward.
So first of all, I want to say from this location, welcome to Gesture.
All right, we're gonna. That is how that would play, and we can see how that would work, and we can see how we can control the audio from that as well. And then of course we also have the screen share here as well. And when I hover over it, it does highlight which one that is, and you can then manipulate your screen share. You can do different things with your screen share, and you will be able to make some changes and adjustments where that's concerned. So we have these functions and features that we're used to, as we talked about in the beginning. That standard that has been set by one of the first tier 2 streaming platforms that has been out there, that we have seen, you know, kind of mirrored in several others, but it's slightly different, right? So slightly different, other functions, features, other things that they've added, expanded capacity for videos and overlays in terms of graphics that you can upload. But then you also have some slightly different layouts, as you can see. I have the screen share that I can go ahead and cancel. I have these video share that I can cancel just by clicking the X. And then I do have the ability to change my mode. I can go from light mode to dark mode. I prefer dark mode, but you can see here what some of those are. And I still have the ability to turn my mic off here and control my camera here as well, and then go into cam mic and then do some of those things. And we kind of touched on some of this in some of our previous videos, but the idea is everything. I think that EVMUX has done a really good job of ensuring that all the bases are covered, and all the bases are covered. And here's the clincher: the bases are covered and there's still pro scenes to go, right? The bases are covered and we haven't even looked at the guest experience. All the bases are covered. You can bring in your overlays, your graphics, your videos, all the things that you're used to, all the assets you're used to, but we still have other functions and features that we've never seen in any other platform before. And that's something to keep in mind as we go forward. You do have one last item here on the main screen for us is full screen mode, and that kind of takes over the whole screen. You can't really see the difference, but I no longer see the top bars at the top. I can basically just have EVMUX taking over an entire screen, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I have to say that as people are considering what they want to do, how they would transition, what are some of the things that they're absolute non-negotiables, I recommend that you make a list and watch this video back, see if those check boxes are checked, and then hit up that affiliate link in the description, kirkrnugent.live/EVMUX, so you can take it for a spin for yourself. Everything we covered today are functions of dynamic scenes in EVMUX. It truly mirrors what we're used to from StreamYard, Restream, Studio, Melon app, essentially all the tier 2 platforms, but with some slight tweaks. I have to say, I really like the larger video and graphics uploads, which means you don't have to skimp on quality. In a later video, we'll look at adding destinations, going live, program/preview, and comments in EVMUX. Let me know your favorite feature so far. Learn more about EVMUX in these videos.